Good morning, welcome back. Day 46, Hayabusa build. Okay, thank you for all your amazing comments and other contributions. I really appreciate all that. This is going swimmingly well. Now, the success of this so far, for what I can call it, has motivated me to go a step further. I'm going to do some very quick fastening today. I'm going to get this off mark fasteners. I'm going to put 4 bolts on just to hold this in place so I can fix it to the bike. Moment. It's just a free hanging panel, so that's no good, because then it will tell me precisely where it's going to be as a finished panel in terms of trimmage, and then I can make final trimmage to the bottom so that it's exactly finished in that sense. Anyway, for today, what I want to do is an under tray. I think that's the right way to go. How it goes, I don't know at this point. I've got a roller kind of mudguard effect thing to go kind of up underneath there and then fix it somehow without covering up all this lovely framework. So whether that comes off in the next few videos, the under tray thing, well, I don't know yet, we'll see. It might be an abandonment in the future, I don't know, but it ain't gonna happen if I don't try. So there we go, day 46, let's get a start on the under tray. Fingers crossed, wish me luck, let's get going. Okay, fundamentally that's the tail panel done. It's fabricated, all of the metal that's there is what needs to be there. There's possibly a little bit to trim off in the future, and the 4 mounts are in place and it's nice and solid on the bike. There's a little bit of jiggle room, and when the time comes later to finally screw it on, I've put these mounts in a place that you have to lift it very slightly in order to screw those screws in. And the reason for that is I want a gap between the panel and the frame, about 3 mils, so I can fill it with some inner tube rubber. I'll stick some strips of inner tube rubber on the frame underneath, and then I'll put the panel on top, and it's rubber mounted. Common sense, eh? Simple. So that's that. And that won't be rubber mounted for my comfort. That'll be rubber mounted to stop it cracking from the vibration, which so many of you have reminded me quite rightly about. Okay, underneath. Now, this is the Undertray, yon factory Undertray. And I was going to be all righteous and make my own Undertray and battery crate and everything else like the chopper builders do. But I'm not building a chopper, I'm building a dirty rat rod, and it doesn't need to have righteously built things that you're never going to see. What I mean by that is this. That's the Undertray underneath, this big standard plastic monster thing. But all the shapes and corners, standing back and having a good look at it, it does so many things. It doesn't just hold the battery and the ECU, it also on this side, it holds there the rear hydraulic reservoir neatly out of the way, pops in there, it's the perfect shape. And to try and create that from aluminium, there's just no need. It's a waste of time and materials, and that is expensive. Those welding rods, they're coming in at £3 each, those things, and I've used 9 of them to make that tail so far. So this could end up costing me hundreds of pounds to make something I don't need to make. So common sense, I'm going to do it a different way. I'm going to use, as you can see, when I put that in there we are, none of that gets seen. It's all completely invisible underneath the panel, and it's completely pointless to make things that are never going to get seen, and then you don't even make them as well as the factory one. Use the factory stuff if it's out of sight, because it's better quality than you could probably make yourself anyway. So that's what I'll be doing with the front bit that mounts all the important stuff. But the back bit I can still deal with. All this section back here, that doesn't meet up with the frame, it's ugly, it's clumpy and in the way. I'm looking from behind the bike. I want a really neat looking aluminium tail underneath. So if I cut this off, get it out of the way, then I can do that. But at the same time, keep all this factory mount stuff at the front. That's really important, because those important electrical components that live there, I've got the original proper safe home that they're supposed to have. So that's the first thing. Rip this out, cut it in half to keep the bit that I do need. I've got to make a couple of mounts there so I can screw what's left to the frame, and then I can neatly just keep it in there, put all the wiring in it out of the way, and actually make a better job than just trying to be righteous and do it for the sake of doing it. I think you know what I mean. Anyway, let's cut this up and see how little of it I can get away with. Right, okay. Some days in your project, you just don't achieve what you set out to achieve. Today I wanted to do an undertray. I wanted to make a start on it. And I guess I have really, because I set out today with a plan to junk this plastic thing all together and make a really cool aluminium undertray. Fantastic. How righteous would that be? But it would take weeks. It would cost a lot in all the alley welding rods and whatnot, and of course sheet aluminium as well. I'd need to buy another sheet to make something as big as that. And of course it wouldn't be as good as the original. This little piece of cut up plastic that's remaining in there is the bulk of the original panel. It's cut right down to its underpants. It did 4 jobs. Hold the battery, the ECU, the start solenoid this side, and on the other side it holds the brake reservoir. And it still does those 4 jobs. It's just the core of what was there. And of course it's never going to be seen, because when the start solenoid's in there, brake reservoir there, and the panel's on, you're never going to see any of this panel whatsoever. It's going to be completely hidden. It's just this bit at the back that was bugging me and what on earth I was going to do with it. So there's the compromise today. I have used the front half because that's going to save me weeks on this project, probably ending up making something on a junk anyway and reverting back to that in the first place. So I've short-circuited that. That's what I'm going to use. 3 little rib nuts across the back, nice and beef, they ain't going anywhere. And this tubing is so solid, these little drill holes in it won't make any issue whatsoever with strength. They truly won't. You saw how hard it was to get through. But this has cleared the decks. It may seem I've not done much today. Certainly I don't feel like I have. I'm sorry if you feel a bit shortchanged in this video, but I've really enjoyed getting the decks cleared for the next one. In the next video, I can so concentrate just on one thing, making a panel to go in underneath here. Roll it on the English wheel, hammer bag, and get a really cool panel that's kind of flat inside, curves down the inside of these frames, and still looks really cool from behind as a flat up underneath under tray. Just in bare aluminium to go with the top, because if I possibly can, I want this whole tail section and all the rest of the bodywork to be bare metal. But that's it for today. Like I said, I'm waffling away here. I haven't achieved what I thought I might, but I have come up with a different solution to something. So today has been a journey of exploration and making new solutions. And sometimes that is really beneficial in a project to jump you forward to the next thing. And the next thing, as I said, we'll be making the undertray panel, loads of English wheel, loads of hammer sandbag, loads of fun in the next one. A big long day. But that's it for today. Thank you for watching. Take it easy, ride safe. Have a fantastic week. I'll see you next time.